Okay, I want to talk about something that I heard today. I was listening to an interview of Dr. Phil, of course, the Dr. Phil TV show fame. And he was talking about the biggest problem today with people as far as it deals with self-esteem and how they feel about themselves. And he brought up this concept, this idea that he referred to as self-attribution. So basically, the way to build up your self-esteem, the way to build up your ego, more or less, is to see yourself constantly improving and constantly doing small things that build up over time to give you more self-confidence and that type of thing. And you have to have little small bits of self-attribution to be able to feel good about yourself and to feel accomplished and feel like you're doing something profitable with your life. Now, it sounds good, and I want to tell you something. There's a lot of self-help material out there, and this kind of fits into that category of self-help. There's a lot of self-help material out there, and it's real easy for that things like this to kind of skew the way the Christian worldview should be about this concept and this idea of self-esteem. All right. So basically, most self-help books, I believe, come from the viewpoint that man is basically good, and that all we need is just a little bit of encouragement. If you put men or women or children in the right environment, in the right circumstances, that they're going to do what's right and do what's good. Now, I have to tell you this: that is not the Christian worldview concerning the nature of mankind. The Christian worldview says that for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. The biblical teaching is that we are fallen creatures, and that we have, left to our own selves, we have a natural propensity and a bent towards doing that which is wrong and doing that which is evil, and looking after our own self first. So this worldly idea of self-esteem, but that you're basically good and you just need the right inputs and right environment, kind of goes contrary to what the Bible teaches about this idea of self-esteem. The truth is, in and of ourselves, there's not a whole lot for us as human beings to be proud of because of our fallen, sinful nature that we have. But I will say this: here's the way that we should look at it. You know, there are things that we can do. Now, a lot of material in these self-help books and things like that, a lot of this material are good common sense principles and good common sense ideas that you can put into practice. And I can be honest with you, I've read my share of self-help books and listened to my own share of, videos on YouTube on how to do this or how to do that, all different kinds of things. But the point is this: if there's going to be any true and lasting change in our life, it's going to have to come because God's grace is working in our lives. So basically, that doesn't mean that we send back, just, oh, dear God, just zap me and make me what I'm supposed to be. No, but here's what I do believe this. I believe that God intends for us to yield to His grace, to use His grace to shape and mold us into the instruments that are needed to change ourselves to be more like what He wants us to be. Now, that's not the only source of change for us, but it is a big one. It's the grace of God using us as an instrument to make eternal and lasting impact and changes in our lives so that we can turn and make a lasting and eternal impact on the lives of other people. So whenever you're out there and you're reading a self-help book or listening to a video about how to improve some aspect of your life, or looking for ways to encourage yourself to be more of what you should be, don't get so lost in the fact that you've just got to do it. You've got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You've just got to try really, 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 really hard and everything will turn out okay. No, we need God and we need His grace. And without God and without His grace, all this self-esteem that we're working to have is just going to turn into pride, and we're going to end up taking too much credit for what has happened in our lives, and fail to give the appropriate credit to God. So instead of this idea that Dr. Phil talked about of self-attribution of the things that you do, I think what we need to do as Christians is we need to give God attribution. For everything that's good and holy and right and helpful in our lives, it's God that does it. It's God that's bringing it to this. It's His grace that's molding us and shaping us. It is His grace that's motivating us to make the kind of changes that He wants us to make. So as you do, try to glean some truth from some of these resources that you can find nowadays. Don't get so lost in the worldly carnal mindset of to think it's all you, because it's not. Give some attribution to God. Give the honor and glory and praise to God for the things that God brings to pass. And sometimes He uses you to do it. Give Him the praise and honor and glory and credit for what good things that come out as the fruit of your life. So it's easy to get sidetracked from that when you're looking for these different things, but let me tell you, just always keep God first. I put a meme up on Facebook last week about this thing of, great people say that the only way that you can make a lasting change in your life is by having a big enough why. But I want to tell you, there is no greater why than the person of Jesus Christ. So if you keep Him at the bottom of everything that you do and keep Him first, keep Him as the foundation, then your life's going to be what He'd have it to be. So anyway, I hope this is helpful, and I'll be doing more videos like this, and I'm hoping that they will be an encouragement to those of you who take time to watch it. So God bless and have a good evening.